Okay, first of all, I would like to explain about the definition of marriage. In Arabic, the term used is nikah, which refers to contract akad. However, this is not merely an ordinary contract that we have in normal and ordinary transaction. One of the most comprehensive definition is as being provided by Ibn Uthamin. He defined marriage as it is a mutual contract between a man and woman. Those who is for each to enjoy the other, become a previous family and sound society. In addition, according to Sahih Muslim, marriage is defined as a relationship between a man and a woman, which is recognized by the custom or law and involves certain rights and duties, both in the case of the parties entering the union and in the case of the children born of it. One of the purpose of the marriage is to legalize sexual intercourse, which is undeniable part of human nature, which is we call it as a fitrah. Nevertheless, it is not the sole objective. Marriage can be considered as a best platform to secure comfortable atmosphere for the couple. The next objective for the marriage is to ensure the preservation of the human species and continuation of the human race. Another objective of the marriage is to provide the spiritual and legal foundation of the family. It is also important to note here that the parent must ensure that their family members are adopting Islamic way of life. Thus, having a valid marriage can also be a basic to bring one as well as his or her family closer to Allah. Okay, now I would like to explain about the ruling of the marriage. The first one is marriage is obligatory in a situation where a person has a financial capability to support their prospective one. At the same time, he is very sure that if he does not marry, it might expose him to adultery. The second one is marriage is recommended for those who can afford to maintain his future life. However, he can still control their sexual desire. The third one is marriage is detested when a person can neither afford to maintain his future life nor fulfill his marital obligation to perform sexual intercourse with the future wife. But the future wife is rich and does not have strong desire or urge to have sexual intercourse. The fourth, marriage is forbidden when a person has financial strain and thus will not be able to support their future wife. Other than that, he is incapable to fulfill his marital obligation. And the last one is marriage is permissible in a situation where the person has no obstacle preventing him from getting married, and the same time there is no pushing him to marriage. The definition of the interfaith marriage, which is it can define as a marital union in which the partner believe and belong to different faith or religions tradition. Sometimes the word interfaith marriage and the word mixed marriage as used interchangeable. However, I am of the view that interfaith marriage should not be associated with a mixed marriage, as the latter might include marital union in which the partners are of different race or ethnicity but they belong to the same faith. I divide interfaith marriage into two types, and the first category is marriage between a Muslim man and the non-Muslim woman, and the second one is category is marriage between a Muslim woman and a non-Muslim man. This first type of the marriage, marriage between a Muslim man and a non-Muslim woman, can either be valid or invalid depending on who is the non-Muslim woman. And for the second category of the interfaith marriage is the marriage between a Muslim woman and the non-Muslim man. This category of the marriage is haram. It's totally regardless of whether the man is from the people of the scripture or other type of unbelievers. Okay, based on the categorization, we can conclude that the difference of the opinion take place in the issue of validity of the marriage between a Muslim man and a woman from the people of the scripture. As I have stated earlier, this would be the major concern of this paper, which regard to the other type of interfaith marriage. The proof indication the problem is very clear and unfavorable. In the Quran, there is only one verse that clearly tackles this issue. It is absolutely the main verse that states provision of marriage with a category of non-Muslim. Allah said, through this Quranic order, the verse clearly forbids the marriage of a believing man and woman to polytheists called at the time mushrikin. We should be aware of the fact that this order makes sense because it was revealed at the time when polytheists or mushrikin were engaged in a merciless war against the believing Muslims. It also reminding that polytheists were belonging to an aristocratic class of absence, well, and indecent conduct. The worst lifestyle was reconciled by the new social value of fairness and equity of Islam, while the Quran acknowledged the possibility of mutual attraction between a believer man or woman and a polytheist. It strongly recommends against such alliance. The verse seems to urge Muslim men and women to choose the modest believing slave over the rich arrogant polytheist, even if the latter would look more attractive than the poor slaves. The conclusion, I strongly believe that interfaith marriage should not be given any place in Malaysia. In the other word, current situation as well as our legal frameworks do not permit such marriage to take place. If we allow it, it may lead to undesired consequence, and nearly interfaith marriage can have a double-edged sword effect. It has some benefit and at the same time it may lead to harm. Since the mafsadah is greater than maslahah, this type of marriage should not be allowed. The government should not allow such marriage from taking place in Malaysia. based on the principle of siyasah syariah